Welcome to Wonewoc Center. Varsity
If you text me from the Wendy, other headphones, I don't know the cord, just the other headphones that look like that.
I know, but I don't know who's supposed to be. Yeah. 15 and 12. Was she number 12? That's why I try talking now and see if I can get control of the headphones, other headphones even. See if you can hear. At that football game. One is for you can't hear outside noise, and one is for I said so. There's only one court. I think it might be better to bench here than the other ones that we use. That's yours. So maybe you can. It should still work. I don't have time to play with it. This should be closing. Doesn't need. Yeah. And it still should be on, in my opinion. Because that's power. Wait a minute.
Don't have any.
I just unplug it. Wait for the other one. This has something to do with the wireless option. it's fine. Yeah. Guest appearance. Dun, 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 Getting ready to go play. She has to go down lunch and then change the clothes.
And then she goes like this.
Sorry, but you can't overtake Dawn's live stream. I'm really happy you're here.
Well, that makes one person. No, just kidding. Yes, I put everything in there. What? Well, I found out that the players were trying to get out of the building, so I had to get them back in. All the stuff we can get now. I didn't know if to cut wires, so I just grabbed everything.
Did you grab any of those wires that were on the computer? This is a strip? Nope. There's a USB 3 strip that has a USB stick in it. Okay, I want to see if this
I brought the camera with it.
stick.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Welcome to Wonewoc Center High School as the Hillsboro Tigers JV action. We're in set number 2. Tie score 9-9. Rocking back to serve for the Tigers is Christiana Britsky. She'll serve it into the Wonewoc Center defense, and they won't be able to return it. Hillsboro will take a 10-9 advantage. Set number 1, Hillsboro won 25-21. We had technical difficulties getting on the air here. Hopefully we'll have this the rest of the night. Britsky serve, it's blocked. Elena Clark blocks turn. And now the libero, Kiana Liska, will volley it over for the Tigers. He's dug out by Britsky. Set by Harritz and a hard swing by Clark. And Wonewoc Center will get a return. Dug out by Liska. Set by Warrior. Here comes Harritz. She's blocked at the front. And Wonewoc Center will even this thing up at 10 apiece. Serving for the Wolves, Bridget Totsky is going to go off the defender Britsky's hands out of bounds. Wonewoc Center will take an 11-10 lead. Bridget Totsky, the junior, back to serve the 1-point advantage into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Britsky. Warrior will volley it, set by Harritz. Warrior is going to pass it to the front and now volleyed over by Liska. Wonewoc Center can't return the ball, and we're tied up at 11. Kylan Bankston will drop back to serve. As Alexis Downing will check into the game. The Bankston 11-11 serve, returned by Wonewoc, dug out by Bankston, caught in the net. Going to have 2 hits on Warrior. Wonewoc Center will score a point to break the tie and lead by 1. Libero coming into the game, Aria Schnur. An area with a 12-11 serve into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Clark, set by Warrior. Here comes Elena Clark with a hard swing, and she'll get a kill near the near corner. And we're at 12-12 as Madison Hertz will drop back and serve into the Wolf defense. The Hertz 12-12 serve to the back row. Wonewoc sets up a return. They'll get a volley dug out by Liska. Harris passes it over and Downing, I believe, dumps it across. Now it's dug out by Downing. Liska's going to pass it to Hertz, who volley it across. And Wonewoc goes a little bit flat-footed. They'll take the 13-12 advantage. Much like the first set, back and forth, kind of like on a seesaw teeter-totter. Wonewoc served to the back row, dug out by Liska. Hertz going to dump it over. Now Wonewoc will set up a return. And they're going to call 2 hits on Hillsboro. They couldn't get the block on the right side of the net. They actually called a carry. Wonewoc with a 2-point advantage now, 14-12. And Emma Phillips is going to have an errant serve to give Hillsboro back a point. And Elena Clark back to serve for the Tigers, trailing 13-14. And checking in to the front row is Carmen Erickson for Christiana Britsky. And now we get the goal from the official, and Clark's 13-14 serve errantly into the net. Wonewoc Center will go up by 2. Dropping back for Wonewoc Center's Izzy Field for the 15-13 serve into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Liska, passed by Hertz, and Warrior will get a swing. They got tangled up with Erickson up in the front row. Ball hits the net, and Wonewoc Center up by 3 now, 16-13. Awaiting the field serve into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Clark and returned. Wonewoc Center will dug out by Clark again. Now passed by Hertz. Strong hit by Downing. Dug out by Clark. Set by Hertz. Carmen Erickson with a strong hit and a kill. Bring Hillsboro back within 2. Kylan Bankston is going to check in for Alexis Downing and report to the front row. The libero, Kiana Liska, back to serve for the Tigers. Liska to the back row, libero to libero. Wonewoc Center set up return, and they do. Dug up by Harris, passed by Liska. Here comes Warrior with a swing. And Wonewoc Center will set up a return. They get it volleyed over, dug out by Liska, set by Harris. Kylan Bankston. And volleys back by Liska, going back and forth. Erickson now. Harris will dump it across, beat over. Harris digs it out. Liska's going to pass it over to Warrior. Warrior to the back row in Wonewoc Center. Good volleyball action right now. They get a volley, dug out by Harris. Liska with a pass. Here comes Bankston. Strong swing to the middle of the defense. Wonewoc Center volleys it across. Now Liska is going to hit it and just be out of bounds. And Wonewoc Center regains their 3-point advantage, 17-14. Back to serve for the Wolves, number 33. And that totally handcuffs Tiger defense. This is 39, Madison Price to serve, or the 18-14 serve, dug out by Erickson. Gets Harris close to the net, she gets it over. And now they're going to call Carmen Erickson into the net. Wonewoc Center with a 5-point advantage here in set number 2. Leading 19-14. If you joined us late, Hillsboro won set number 1. And now battling in set number 2. The Price serve is off of the face of Elena Clark. And Wonewoc Center with their biggest lead of the night by 6 points, 20-14. And Hillsboro's going to take a timeout as Coach Ray Kaus would like to talk things over with his Tiger ladies. If you joined us late or joined us early, it's hard to tell. We do not have a scoreboard on your screen tonight. I will try to keep you apprised of the score. Currently, Wonewoc Center 20, Hillsboro 14 in set number 2. Hillsboro 1 set number 1, 25-21. And closely contested contest. This best of 3 series. So we'll have varsity action 20 minutes after the conclusion of this match. Hillsboro trying to put it away here, but they're trailing by 7 here late in the second set. Serving for Wonewoc Center, Madison Price. And she'll serve the 2014 into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Clark, and he passed by Bankston. Erickson will volley it over. And Wonewoc Center cannot return it. The Hillsboro pulls within 5, now trailing 15-20. And Lauren Woyrell will drop back behind the line to serve 15-20 into the Wonewoc defense. Wonewoc will try to set up a return. You get a hit across and out of bounds, be Hillsboro point. So Hillsboro back to within 4. Lauren Woyrell with the 16-20 serve. Deep into the defense, and she handcuffs the back row defender. The Hillsboro only trailing by 3. Woyrell with a 17-20 serve to the Wolves. To the back row. They will try to set up a return. They do get a volley. Dug out by Liska. Be set by Woyrell. Here comes Carmen Erickson. Full swing and errantly into the net. Wonewoc Center will regain a 4-point advantage, 21-17. Dropping back to serve for the Wolves. Elena Ash. Dug out by Harris. Liska will track it down. And now volleyed over by Woyrell. Wonewoc Center gets it volleyed over and the far corner for a kill. Wonewoc Center back up by 5, 22-17, headed down the home stretch, and Elena Asp dropping back for the Wolves behind the end line. Serves the 22-17 into the Hillsboro defense. Deep shot, dug out by Clark. Woyrell sets it up. Bankston swings it to the back row. Wonewoc Center again. Hard shot, dug out by Clark. Woyrell with the set. Bankston with the hit, and she'll find the near corner for a kill. Bringing Hillsboro within 4. As Christiana Britsky will check in for Carmen Erickson and go back behind the end line to serve up the 18-22 into the Wolf defense. Britsky serve to the back row. Wonewoc going to set up a return, and they errantly put it into the net, and Hillsboro within 3. As Britsky drops back again. Christiana Britsky with a 19-22 serve. And Britsky will errantly hit that one. And Hillsboro again dropping behind by 4 now. As for Wonewoc Center, Bridget Totsky will drop back and serve the 23-19. Errantly off the top of the net and back at her. So Hillsboro gets that point back. Getting late in the game to be exchanging points, though, as Alexis Downey will check in for the libero. Kiana Liska and Kylan Bankston trailing by 3 now. Will serve up the 20-23 to the Wolves. Strong to the back row. Wonewoc Center will try to set something up. And a strong swing by Elena Clark. And Wonewoc Center again gets it volleyed. It's Bankston, Woyrell, and here comes Downey will get it over. Now it's dug out by Bankston, set by Woyrell. And Elena Clark finds the end line. He's going to call it out. And the Hillsboro fans aren't very happy with that call. From my angle also, it looked like it hit inside that green end line. Nonetheless, it's going to set up set point for the Wolves. And they'll lob one in, lollipop it in, I call that. Clark, Woyrell, and now Downey will go to the back row. And handcuffs Wonewoc Center. 24-21 now, Wonewoc Center leads. Madison Hertz dropping back to serve the 21-24. So they get her up in the rafters and they tap it right back down for a kill by Lauren Royal. Brings Hillsboro to win 22-24. Still a set point for Wonewoc Center. Hillsboro having to battle some adversity here. Wonewoc Center will get a volley across. Dug out by Britsky. And now give a chase. And Wonewoc Center is going to take this one 25-22. So we'll go to set 3 to see who's going to win the match. So two closely contested sets. Hillsboro winning set number 1, 25-21. And dropping set number 2, 22-25. No line judges here in JV action. I think if there was a line judge, the game would have been at least 1 point closer, if not given Hillsboro the advantage, and maybe could have came back and won that one. But that's the human error part of the game you have to play. I thought it was in, and if you heard the Hillsboro crowd moan on your audio, most of them had a better view than I do, as I'm sitting at center court. They're down there on the end line, and they weren't very happy with the call. So we'll play set number 3 to see who wins the match. And then we'll have varsity action 20 minutes following this set. So roughly about 7 o'clock. We're running right on time tonight. If you can, we're going to break away. They got 2.5 minutes to get this video straight. Like I said, we had some technical difficulties tonight. And on the road, the visiting gym, sometimes you have to improvise, make things happen. The headsets weren't working, and now the cameras aren't working. I will keep you apprised of the score throughout the night, as you will not be able to put a scoreboard on your screen. Good news is it's Thursday night back in our friendly confines in Hillsboro, where we're more set up to do this.
You good to be quiet for like 30 seconds?
All right, they said I got to be quiet for 30 seconds, so we'll.
Just a minute.
What's wrong with her now?
Everything.
Yeah, we'll focus back into it until I'm talking.
And they say I'm back. Like I said, we've had some video troubles tonight. Try to get those ironed out. And they say I'm back. So we get ready for set number 3. Hillsboro wins set number 1, 25-21. Drops set number 2, 22-25. And to get things rolling here in set number 3 is Izzy Field. She'll serve it into Hillsboro to get set number 3 underway. Harris going to set it up. Volley across by Downing. And Wonewoc Center can't return it. Be 1-0 Hillsboro. And the libero, Liska, dropping back as Kylan Mixon reports to the front row. Liska serve into the Wonewoc defense. Dug out by Harris, passed by Liska. Here comes Warrior, strong swing to the back row. Wonewoc Center again will try to volley it over, and they do. Dug out by Liska, set by Harris. Carmen Erickson a little bit too strong and out the back door, and we're all tied up one apiece. Madison Price serving the 1-1 into the Hillsboro defense. Liska will dig it out. Hertz is going to set it over the net and right back. It's rejected. And diving Elena Clark can't get the ball up. And it's 2-1 Wolves. Madison Price to serve the 2-1 into the Hillsboro defense. And it's apparently swung into the net, served. So it's 2-2, and Lauren Weirel will drop back for the Tigers to serve the 2-2 tie into the Wolves defense. Keanu Liska with a kill from midcourt on the sideline, painting the lines. And Hillsboro's going to take a 3-2 lead off the Liska kill. Lauren Weirel back to serve up the lead for Hillsboro. 3-2 serve into the Wolf defense. Errantly into the net. We're all tied at 3 once again. Dropping back for Wonewoc Center is Elena Asp. She'll serve the 3-3 tie into the Hillsboro defense. Bankston, Weirel, and Erickson are going to handcuff it. They can't get it returned. Hillsboro leading 4-3, and Christiana Britsky will check in for Carmen Erickson. Drop behind the back line to serve. 4-3 into the Wolf defense. And Wonewoc Center can't get a return set up on Britsky's serve. And Hillsboro will take a 2-point advantage, leading 5-3. And Britsky again to serve for the Tigers. Britsky strong serve to the back row. They get a volley, and Kylan Bankston's going to give it a home right back in the middle of the court for the Bankston kill. Hillsboro leading now 6-3. Christiana Britsky's serve again for the Tigers. Britsky to the back row of the Wolf defense. They'll get it volleyed over, dug out by Liska, set by Weirel. Clark with a swing to the back row. And Wonewoc will volley it across off the Hillsboro blockers and out of bounds. Pick up a point. Serving now for Wonewoc, Bridget Totsky. The 4-6 into the Hillsboro defense. And that one sails wide left and out of bounds to give Hillsboro back an easy point. Hillsboro now leading by 3, 7-4. Kylan Bankston back to serve as Alexis Downing checks back into the game. The Bankston serve. Wonewoc will try to set up a return. They do get it volleyed over. Bankston. There's Weirel. And Kaylin Stalkey just a little bit too strong. Wonewoc Center will score a point. Now trail by 2. As the libero, Aria Schnurr will come in to serve up the 5-7 into Hillsboro. Schnurr dug out by Clark and returned to the back row. And they're going to volley it over and find the near corner. And Wonewoc Center pulls within 1 now. Trailing 6-7. And Aria Schnurr ready to serve the 1-point deficit to Hillsboro. Float went across, dug out by Clark and set by Weirel. Here's Clark with a swing to the back row again. Wonewoc Center again setting up a return. They get a full swing and out the back door. Hillsboro get a point. Leading 8-6. And I don't know, Hillsboro, now Madison Hertz is going to check into the game for Kaylin Stalkey. She'll take the ball and drop back to serve for the Tigers. So the 8-6 Hertz serve into the middle of the Wolf defense. They get it volleyed over, dug out by Britsky, set by Hertz. Elena Clark's going to dump it over the top. And Wonewoc gets a return again. Liska, Britsky, and who gets the third one here? Hertz and Downing getting their communication wires crossed there and have an errant swing. Wonewoc Center 7, Hillsboro 8. Serving 7-8 is Emma Phillips. It's dug out by Liska. Harris, Warrior's gonna dump it down, and Wonewoc Center will get it volleyed over, and now Clark's gonna dump it right back. Wonewoc Center trying to use that, and they pop it over, and they're gonna call Hillsboro in the net. I believe they call Alexis Downing in the net for Hillsboro. 8-8, we're tied up. And Emma Phillips serving the tie game into the Hillsboro defense. Britsky, Harris, Elena Clark's going to dump it to the back of the Wolf defense. They'll get it volleyed over. Christiane Britsky late getting the show there a little bit. Not enough. And under the net, Wonewoc Center regains the lead. They lead now 9-8. And the Phillips serve strong, dug out by Warrior. Harris and Downing will errantly swing it into the net. Now Hillsboro trailing by 2. And a timeout by Coach Ray House and the Tigers as they want to talk things over. As Wonewoc Center Wolves on a roll at the current moment. Set number 3, the Wolves lead 10-8. If you join us late, Hillsboro's JV won set number 1, 25-21. They lost set number 2, 22-25. And they currently trail the Wolves set number 3, 8-10. So the officials whistle them out after the Hillsboro timeout. On the floor for Hillsboro. Downing, Harris, Warrior up front in the back, or rather Warrior's in the back, Clark is in the front. Also in the back is Liska and Britsky. The 10-8 serve to the Hillsboro defense and out of bounds. Hillsboro will regain their point. Only trailing by 1, 9-10. And it appears Elena Clark is going to drop back as we have a substitution. Carmen Erickson will check into the front row for Christiana Britsky, and the Clark 9-10 serve to the Wolf defense. And the Wolves scrambling, they won't get it volleyed over, and we're all tied up at 10. So Elena Clark once again back behind the end line for the Tigers, serving up the 10-10 tie. Moves to the middle of the Wolf defense. He'll try to set up her turn. Get a block in front, now dug out by Erickson. Clark's going to try to handle it. Can't handle the pass. Shoves it out of bounds. And Wonewoc will take a 1-point advantage. Serving 11-10. This is dig it out. Harris going to set it up. Carmen Erickson, strong swing to the back row. Wonewoc giving chase. They will get a volleyed and find the corner in the back row and take a 2-point lead. As Izzy Field will drop back for her second serve of this series, leading 12-10 over the Tigers. And the Field serve. Liska digs it out. Harris going to dump it over the net, and it's too much for the Wolves to handle. Hillsboro pull within 1 on the Harris witchcraft on that one. And the libero, Kiana Liska, back to serve, trailing by 1, 11-12 to the Wolves. Back row, halfway handcuffed, but they get it returned. Liska digs it out. Passed by Clark and knocked over by Erickson. Now Erickson jumps up, and between Erickson and Warrior, they're going to knock that one back. And we're all tied up at 12s. Sophomore Kiana Liska back to serve again for the Tigers. Liska strong serve to the back row. Wonewoc setting up a return. They get it volleyed over. Harris, Liska. Here comes Warrior, and Warrior is going to put it in the back corner for a kill. And Hillsboro regains the lead. They now lead 13-12. And Kiana Liska back to serve for the Tigers. And she handcuffs the defensive specialist in the back row, and Hillsboro take a 14-12 lead. Once again, the sophomore libero will be serving for the Tigers. And now we're going to have a timeout by Wonewoc as they want to try to kill Hillsboro's momentum. I really think we're playing at 25. I don't think we're going to 15. I get confused. Sometimes the time constraints, and it is 6:38. Maybe all we're doing is 15. I don't know if this is set point for Hillsboro or if we're going to 25. Let them play it at 25. Hillsboro probably wants to play it at 15. It's a Tuesday night. There's nothing else to do tonight anyway. Might as well watch volleyball. The Hillsboro back after timeout. Front row, Bankston, Wirral, Erickson. Harrison for a server. Clark in the back. And Liska, the libero, serving up 14-12 to Wonewoc. Liska serve deep to the back row. And she handcuffs the back row defender. And Hillsboro takes the 15-12 lead. And they're going to say that's it. So Hillsboro's going to win set number 3, 15-12, and win the match as the volleyball team. The JV's had a really great season. That's maybe all I can really say about that. That they don't lose very many games. Wonewoc has a good set coming up. So Hillsboro JV is going to win 2-1, win the match. As they won set number 1, 25-21. They lost set number 2, 22-25. And they'll win set number 3, 15-12. To win the match, 2-1. So both varsity teams waiting in the wings as we're getting ready for the captain's meeting. I'm going to play some music, and I'm going to have to go mute here in a little bit. So talk a little bit about this Hillsboro matchup right now. So if the captains meet at the center of the court, do their introductions. I'm going to break away for a while as they warm up. We'll be back in about 20 minutes with Scenic Bluffs Conference volleyball action. First place Tigers, 6-1 in the conference versus the Wonewoc Center Wolves that are in second place at 5-2. Hillsboro's tied with Royal at the top. Wonewoc's tied second place with Cashman with 2 losses. Going to be a real log jam at the top. 4 great teams, Hillsboro, Cashton, Wonewoc, and Royal, all fighting for a conference championship here. And so this is pretty much a must-win for both teams. Hillsboro has to win to stay in first place. Wonewoc Center has to win to stay in second place and possibly move into a tie in first place if Royal would lose. And Wonewoc Center with the loss night could drop all the way to third place. So very important game for both teams. We can only hope that this Hillsboro team is back on track after dropping a game last week and will come out full of fire and take care of business. With that, I'm going to step away, probably until we have our national anthem and our starting lineups. Welcome to Wonewoc Center High School for Scenic Bluffs Conference action, where the visiting Hillsboro Tigers come in 18-4 overall, 6-1 in the Scenic Bluffs, good enough for first place, versus the Wonewoc Center Wolves, 7-3 overall, 5-2 in the conference, good enough for second place. Hillsboro trying to get the train back on track, and they did so by beating Messina last week after dropping a match to Royal last week. That being said, Hillsboro has won 10 of their last 11 games and look to keep winning and improving as the season goes on. Wonewoc Center is the returning sectional champion from 2021 and returned a core of experienced players. The Wolves had a rough start to the year by dropping their first two conference games of the season. Since then, they have rattled off wins in 6 of their last 7 contests. They also find themselves in second place, only a game behind Hillsboro and Royal. Stay tuned as we will have our national anthem and starting lineups coming up shortly.
Welcome to Wonewoc Center. Between the Hillsboro Tigers and your Wonewoc Center Wolves. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask that those who are able to stand, remove your hats, and place your hand over your heart for the playing of the national anthem. The WIAA requires good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating or taunting actions or chants will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the game. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner. Your starting lineup for the Hillsboro Tigers. Number 7, Michelin Hansen. Number 9, Violet Morin. Number 10, Kira Becerric. Number 15, Tony Mitchell. Number 16, Lillian Falkenstein. Number 18, Cameron Hansen. And number 14, libero, Peyton Sullivan. Hillsboro is coached by Mark Sullivan. And your starting lineup for your Wonewoc Center Roll. Number 12, Bryn Earl. Number 14, Stacy Copenhagen. Number 17, Kelsey Justman. Number 19, Emma Milbrand. Number 20, Jalen Stowe. Number 21, Brooklyn Bolton. And number 1, libero, Taylor Noby. Wonewoc Center is coached by Nikki Justin. In between games, if you are going out to the concession area and the restrooms, please walk around the volleyball court. Thank you.
So there you have our starting lineups as we get ready for set number 1, Scenic Bluffs Conference volleyball action. And it appears Hillsboro will be serving first to start this out. As referee Tommy Switzenberg make his last minute checks and balances. And number 15, the senior setter, Tony Mitchell, will drop back for Hillsboro to open up set number 1, serving 0-0 into the Wonewoc Center Wolf defense. Mitchell's Justman gets hers blocked up front by Violet Moore, and Tony Mitchell's going to set it up. Here comes Michelin Hansen with a kill in the far corner. Hillsboro's going to go up 1-0. Expecting a tightly contested matchup, both elite teams playing here in Wonewoc Center tonight. Mitchell's 1-0 serve. And it handcuffs the back row libero. Green. And Mitchell 2-0 into the Wolf defense. Again, an ace for Mitchell right in front of the libero. So Tony the Tiger Mitchell dropping the ace on Wonewoc Center, and Hillsboro leading 3-0. Early going here, first set. Mitchell with her 4th serve to the back row again, and she gets it between the defensive specialist and the libero. Out of bounds. And before 0, and Mitchell lining up for her 5th consecutive serve to start this game out. And Tony the Tiger, 4-0, deep to Wonewoc. He'll try to set up a return this time. Justman with a swing. It kind of pulled the front row, and it got blocked against the net. They were having trouble with that last week. Wonewoc Center on the board. And dropping back is Jalen Stowe to serve the 1-4 to Hillsboro. Stowe serve. Dug out by Hansen. Here Bezeric's going to dump it across. Wonewoc Center scrambling. Will not get the return, as they had communication problems in the front row. And the senior Bezeric will drop behind the end line as Lexi Thorson will check into the front row for Cameron Hansen. Mazarek to serve the 5-1 to Wonewoc. Strong serve to the back row. Libero digs it out. Here comes Justman with the killing hit in the far corner. And Estana Gerween will drop back for the Wonewoc Center and serve the 2-5 into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Thorson, going to be set by Mitchell. Here comes Michelin Hansen, and she's going to paint the back corner. Kind of a replay of what Justman just did. The Tigers return the favor, take a 6-2 lead, and the junior libero, Peyton Sullivan, to step behind the end line to serve the 6-2 into the Wolf defense. Strong serve to the back row. Kind of handcuffed the libero. They will get a return. Dug out by Sullivan, set by Mitchell. Here come Michelin Hansen, and she's blocked by Justman up front. Justman and Erdl both there. I believe Justman got her hands on it. It'll be 3-6 as Justman back to serve for the Wolves. Sullivan will dig it out. Von Falkenstein will pass over. Sullivan volley it over. Wonewoc trying to use this one. And a strong hit and out the back door, and they're going to say it's off the Hillsboro defender. Off the front row block and out of bounds. Wonewoc Center pulls within 2. They trail 4-6. And the Justman serve. Sullivan will dig it out, set by Mitchell. Here come Michelin Hansen, tips it over the front row. Wonewoc scrambling, they get a return. They'll get to tip it over. Thorson, Mitchell's going to go to the back row now and out of bounds. And Wonewoc Center within 1. Kelsey Justman back to serve the 5-6 to the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Bazarek. They're going to call Tony Mitchell in the net. She got pushed too close, tried to tap it over. We're all tied up at 6s. Kelsey Justman to serve the tie game up. Dug out by Sullivan, set by Thorson. Michelin Hansen's going to errantly hit it into the net. And Wonewoc Center has their first lead at 7-6. Justman again, strong serve. Handcuffs Hansen. Sullivan's going to save it. Thorson's going to volley it over. Wonewoc Center setting up a reserve. Dug out by Bazarek, set by Mitchell. And Michelin Hansen will volley it over. Volley back by Wonewoc. Bazarek, Mitchell, Lily on Falkenstein gets her block. Now Tony Mitchell's going to dump it over. Wonewoc Center giving chase. They will get it volleyed over. Dug out by Sullivan. Set by Mitchell. Michelin Hansen. And she's going to hit it just a little bit too far and out of bounds. And Wonewoc Center up 8-6 now. Kelsey Justman brought the Wolves roaring back. The Hillsboro trying to figure it out at Aspinall. The Justman 8-6 serve into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Michelin Hansen. Sullivan into the rafters. It was going to be volleyed over by Tony Mitchell. Here comes a strong swing, going to be dug out by Mitchell. Sullivan. Bazarek from the back row, a swing, and now Wonewoc will set up their return again. Gets returned. Sullivan, Mitchell, here comes Lexi Thorson, errantly into the net. And Hillsboro's going to trail by 3 now. So Justman back to serve. 6-9 to Hillsboro. Dug out by Michelin Hansen. Tony Mitchell's going to set up Hansen. Hansen with a kill and just out the back row, and we're going to have a timeout, I think. And they're going to say Wonewoc Center was in the net. They're going to give Hillsboro the point. Wonewoc Center in the net. So Hillsboro gets it away from Justman, who is so dangerous. Trail 7-9, and Michelin Hansen, the sophomore, serving for the Tigers. Hansen to the back row, handcuffs Wonewoc, but they do get a return. And here Bazarek cannot quite get to that ball to pop it up. And Wonewoc back out with a 3-point lead, 10-7. Dropping back for Wonewoc Center, Brooklyn Bolton. And the sophomore will serve it deep, and they're going to say hit just inside the end line for an ace. And Bolton to serve the 11-7 into the Tiger defense. Dug out by Mitchell, set by Mitchell and Hansen. Here comes Tony Mitchell, and she's going to go off. The defensive specialist diving for the ball to kill it, and brings Hillsboro back within 3. Checking into the game, Cameron Hansen for Lexi Thorson. She'll drop behind the line and serve up to 8-11 to Wonewoc Center. So the Cameron Hansen serve, 8-11, just over the net for an ace. Cameron Hansen drops it over the front row in the middle of the court. Nothing but hardwood. And nothing but smiles from Cameron. And Hillsboro trailing by 2, 9-11, and the serve from Hansen. Going deep this time. Wonewoc will set up a return. It's tipped up by Mitchell and Hansen. Peyton Sullivan, now Tony Mitchell will volley it over. Wonewoc getting some full swings. Dug out by Hansen. Hansen's going to dump it over. One Hansen to the other, no relation. Blocked up front by Tony Mitchell. Now Levon Falkenstein set it close to the net. Mitchell and Hansen's going to dump it over. And they're going to call Wonewoc Center in the net. I believe Stacy Copenhafer, they're going to call in the net for Wonewoc Center. And Hillsboro only trailing by 1 now. 10-11 from Cameron Hansen. Deep to the back row. Wonewoc getting some full swings, and Cameron can't get to that one. And Wonewoc will take a 2-point lead at 12-10 here. First set action. Checking into the game for Erdl is Cadence Hamburg, and she will drop back and serve up the 2-point lead, 12-10 to Hillsboro. The Hamburg serve, dug out by Bazaric, set by Michelin Hansen. Lily von Falkenstein with a kill. As Lily goes across court, and Wonewoc cannot get that. And now Bryn Erdl will check back in for Cadence Hamburg, and Lily von Falkenstein will drop back for Hillsboro, trailing by 1, 11-12. And the serve to Wonewoc. Strong serve to the back row. Wonewoc sets up the return. And it didn't get over. Kelsey Justman, they're saying 4 hits. And I'm looking right down the line, and I don't think it made it over either. You guys judge for yourself, but we're all tied up 12-12. And Lily von Falkenstein serves up the tie. Handcuffs the libero up into the student section of the Wonewoc Center wall. And Hillsboro regains their lead. It's been a while. They're back out front now, 13-12. Lily von Falkenstein strong to the back row. They're going to get it in the net. Net handcuffs the defense. They do get it volleyed. Bazaric digs it out. Now Michelin Hansen going to dump it in the back row. Wonewoc Center strong. Strong hit by Justman. Cameron Hansen can't handle it. And Peyton Sullivan will check into the game for Lily von Falkenstein. We're all tied up at 13. And Copenhafer will serve it in. Michelin Hansen, Tony Mitchell, and Tony Mitchell going to take it off the back row judge, line judge. And Wonewoc will regain the lead, 14-13. As Stacy Copenhafer drops back, serves a 1-point lead to Hillsboro. Dug out by Peyton Sullivan, a little closer to that. Michelin Hansen brings it back here. Bazaric strong swing. They're going to say out of bounds. The Hillsboro now trailing by 2. Wonewoc serving 15-13. Copenhafer for the Wolves. Into the Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Mitchell. Passed by Sullivan. Violet Morin with a swing. And now Wonewoc getting full swings. Justman, just too much to handle. They got to find an answer for Kelsey Justman, but she kills another one and takes a 3-point Wolf lead. So the 16-13 from Copenhafer floats it in, dug out by Sullivan. Michelin Hansen's going to dump it in, and they get a volley cross. And Violet Moore dug it out a little closer than that. Michelin Hansen popped it up, and Hillsboro just could not get it over. And so what they could have made bad news for Wonewoc turns out good news. 17-13 now. Copenhagen serves it. Sullivan and now Tony Mitchell with a swing, and it's going to go off a defender. and out of bounds. So Tony Mitchell beating it off the front row to get Hillsboro back in the winner's column here. 14-17 now. Tony the Tiger Mitchell comes around to serve again for the Tigers. Mitchell's strong serve to the back row. Wonewoc gets a full swing. It's popped up by Mitchell. Cameron Hansen past the front row. And now Peyton Sullivan will volley it over. Wonewoc, Justman with a strong swing again. Dug out by Hansen. And it's kicked right back for a kill by Emma Milbrand. And Wonewoc now up by 4, 18-14. First set action. Wonewoc leading 18, Hillsboro 14. The Stowe serve. And Mitchell's going to set up Michelin Hansen, who beats out of bounds, and Hillsboro's going to take a timeout, trailing by 5. Wonewoc center 19, Hillsboro 14, with Coach Mark Sullivan wants to call a timeout here. The main storyline of this game's been Kelsey Justman. Just too much to handle for the Tiger defensive specialist. Get full swings up close to the net. So Hillsboro try to make their adjustments and win this all-important first set. It's currently trailed by 5 heading into the home stretch here. Wonewoc center 19, Hillsboro 14. Wonewoc center serving the ball. So Jalen Stowe back to serve for the Wolves, leading 19-14. And the Stowe serve, dug out by Cameron Hansen. Tony Mitchell's going to set up Violet Morin, and he'll get pushed across. Strong hit by Justman. Tony Mitchell's going to set the ball. Here comes Michelin Hansen, who kind of handcuffs him. Can they get it over? Wonewoc does get it volleyed over. Dug out by Sullivan. Tony Mitchell. Michelin Hansen again, and they're going to call a carry, I believe. And they're going to say 2 hits. So Hillsboro's going to get the point. And the serve back. Lexi Thorson checking into the front row for Cameron Hansen. And the senior outside hitter, Pierre Bazaric, in the serve, trailing 15-19. Into the Wolf defense. Strong serve to the back row and right out the back door. The Wonewoc center now leading 20-15. The libero, Astana Gerween, will serve up an ace right in front of Lexi Thorson as it hits the floor. And we're going to have a substitution. Rayona Grunnert is going to check in for Lexi Thorson. So the senior will check in for Lexi, and here comes the Gerween serve toward the back row and out of bounds. So Hillsboro will get back on the board, trailing by 5 now, 16-21. The junior libero, Peyton Sullivan, will drop back to serve into the Wolf defense. So Sullivan, strong serve to the back row. Wonewoc will try to set up their return. They get a strong swing off Bryn Erdl and a kill off the defensive specialist to Hillsboro. Going to put Wonewoc the biggest lead of the night, 22-16. And Justman was so dangerous last time, back to serve again. And Peyton Sullivan. Tony Mitchell is going to set it up. Michelin Hansen from the back row and tips it just over the front row and finds a kill. So now Hillsboro down by 5, 17-22. And Michelin Hansen back to serve the ball for the Tigers. Michelin Hansen serve to the back row and out of bounds. Hillsboro, they've been just about 3 feet long on a lot of serves tonight. So 23-17, and Brooklyn Bolton back to serve for the Wolves. Into the Tiger defense, dug out by Sullivan. Michelin Hansen sets it up for Lily Von Falkenstein. She'll get it over, and here comes Justman with another strong hill. And Justman paints the corner in the back row, 24-17. To set up set point. Here's set number 1. As Brooklyn Bolton serving up set point, leading by 7 for the Wonewoc Center Wolves. She'll float one across, dug out by Sullivan. Mitchell and Hanson pops it back. Tony Mitchell will swing on it. It goes defense. They'll get it out. And nothing but a floor in front of Kira Bazaric. The Wonewoc Center will take set number 1, 25-17. The Wonewoc Center is going to win set number 1, the all-important set number 1. Now Hillsboro has to battle from behind. Not saying that it can't be done. Royal battled from behind last week to beat the Tigers. They just don't want to give a team too much confidence. And now Wonewoc Center will win set number 1 again, 25-17. Hillsboro not playing their best volleyball that I've seen them play. Kelsey Justman proving to be just a little bit too much. And then she gets a little help from Brent Ertl, had a couple nice kills. Milbrandt had a couple nice kills. You get that going, it's hard to defend. Now Hillsboro's got to get something like that going themselves. Coming into this game, the Tigers knew they're up against a quality opponent in Wonewoc Center. They knew it was going to be a dogfight. Just got to lace the shoes up a little tighter and come out and play a little bit better ball. So Hillsboro reeling a little bit on the defensive. Going to have to take charge. And they looked really good coming out of the gate. They jumped out to a pretty good-sized lead. Just kind of whittled away on them. So this is a very important second set for the Tigers, as we know they don't want to go down 2-0 to this Wonewoc Center team, who's won 6 of their last 7 matches. That being said, Hillsboro's won 10 of their last 11. Both teams out on the floor as the officials make their checks and balances. Starting out will be Stacy Copenhafer serving for the Wolves as we get ready to start set number 2. On the floor for the Tigers, Morin, Bazaric, and Mitchell in the front row. Mitchell and Hanson, Cameron Hanson, and Lily Von Falkenstein in the back row. And now the libero Peyton Sullivan will check in for Lily Von Falkenstein. Stacy Copenhafer ready to go and serving the 0-0 second set serve. Sullivan will dig it out. Mitchell and Hanson going to set it. Tony Mitchell. Mitchell a little bit too strong, and there's another one out the back door. And Hillsboro's had a lot of those tonight. Got to get up in the air and hit that ball down. 1-0 Wonewoc. The Copenhafer serve. Sullivan will dig it out. Mitchell and Hanson tips it back. They're going to call 2 hits on Mitchell and Hanson. And Hillsboro's going to fall behind 2-0. Again, Mitchell will dig this one out. Mitchell and Hanson sets it up. Violet Morin with a swing to the back row. A Wonewoc getting good looks. They're going to hit that one out of bounds. And Hillsboro on the board now, trailing 1-2. And Tony Mitchell will drop back to serve for the Tigers. Only trailing by 1 here, early going in the second set. The Mitchell serve. Dug out. Wonewoc will get a return as Eric digs it out. Mitchell's going to dump it to the back of the Wonewoc defense. And is blocked up front by Violet Morin. Again, blocked up front, this time by Michelin Hansen. They'll go to the floor, and we're all tied up 2 apiece on the Michelin Hansen block. And Tony Mitchell back to serve again for the Tigers. Strong serve to the libero. Adjustment blocked again between Morin and Hansen on the far side of the net. Hillsboro will take the first lead of the second set, 3-2. Tony Mitchell serving for the Tigers, the 3-2 serve. Deep to the Wonewoc defense. And they tried to dump it across, and an errant dump by Jalen Stowe into the net will give Hillsboro a 4-2 lead. And Michelin Hansen right there to cause confusion. Tony Mitchell back serving the 4-2 for the Tigers. And it's dug out. Wonewoc with a little confusion. Will dump it in easy. Sullivan will dig it out. Mitchell's going to set it up. Here comes a swing by Michelin Hansen. She's blocked now up front by Kelsey Justman. And it cuts the Hillsboro lead down to 1. And trailing 3-4, Jalen Stowe will come in and serve for the Wolves. Dug out by Cameron Hansen. Peyton Sullivan gives chase. Now volleyed over by Michelin Hansen. Wonewoc gets a strong hit. Blocked up front by Violet Morin. And now Kira Bezeric will dig it out. Tony Mitchell set up Morin. Now Wonewoc kind of on the defensive. And Violet Morin will get up there and give it the whammy and find nothing but the floor on the big kill. So Violet Morin with a kill. And it's 5-3 Hillsboro. Lexi Thorson will check into the game for Cameron Hansen. And Kira Bezeric will serve for Hillsboro, leading 5-3. And Bezeric will errantly serve it into the net. Wonewoc Center comes back a little bit the easy way. They trail 4-5. And the libero, Estana Gerwin, to serve. Sullivan will dig it out. Mitchell will pop it up. Here's Lexi Thorson over the top of the front row. And Kelsey Justman will errantly swing it into the net. And Hillsboro will take back a 2-point lead as the junior libero, Peyton Sullivan, will serve, leading 6-4 to Wonewoc. Sullivan serve errantly into the net. So Hillsboro just kind of trading points with Wonewoc with errors right now. And as we said earlier, the team that makes the most mistakes is going to lose. Justman with the 5-6. Sullivan will dig it out. Mitchell giving chase. Wonewoc side of the net. And they're going to call Wonewoc into the net, which was good news for Hillsboro. But I could just see that being easy play for Wonewoc, and they could not take advantage of it. And Michelin Hansen serving for the Tigers, leading by 2. The 7-5 from Hansen. And Justman gets handcuffed into the floor. So Michelin Hansen picking on arguably Wonewoc's best player. And Hillsboro goes up 3, 8-5. Michelin Hansen again. She'll go to the back row. Wonewoc setting up a return. They get a swing, and Thorson, the Michelin Hansen, Tony Mitchell with a swing. And Wonewoc again errantly hits it into the net. As that was Stacy Copenhafer, couldn't get it over the net. Hillsboro with a 4-point lead at 9-5. Michelin Hansen again to serve for the Tigers. Hansen, 9-5 serve to the back row. Then get that one volleyed over. Bezeric, Michelin Hansen, there's Lexi Thorson. And Wonewoc reeling a little bit. They will get it volleyed over. Kira Bezeric tracks it down. Michelin Hansen. Here comes Tony Mitchell with a swing. And Wonewoc kind of on the defensive. They can't get it over. And Hillsboro, they could not get it over the net. And Hillsboro, are they going to call Hillsboro into that? No, they're saying Hillsboro's got the point. No, they're saying Hillsboro was in the net. Well, Wonewoc Center pulls within 3, 6-9. Brooklyn Bolton serving for the Wolves. It's dug out by Mitchell, set by Michelin Hansen. Lily von Falkenstein blocked at the net. Michelin Hansen recovers from a lot of communication problems up front. That one's going to go right out the back door. Hitting it way too hard was Bryn Ertl, and Hillsboro get the point back at 10-6. Cameron Hansen's going to check in for Lexi Thorson and drop back with a 4-point lead to serve into that Wolf defense. Cameron Hansen with a 10-6 serve. Floats it to the back row. Wonewoc will dump it over. A pancake by Michelin Hansen. And they're still playing. I hear no whistles. Now it's over the top. Michelin Hansen, Peyton Sullivan. Kira Bezerick to the back row. Wonewoc sitting up. Here comes Justman and Cameron Hansen. And they're going to give Hillsboro, they'll call them for 2 hits. And give Wonewoc Center the point. Checking into the game, Cannons Hamburg should be serving the 3-point deficit 7-10 to Hillsboro. Dug out by Sullivan, up over the rafters. Michelin Hansen and now Kira Bezerick will dump it over the top. And nothing to go out the back door into Hillsboro point. Too much muscle from Emma Milbrand. And Hillsboro with a 4-point advantage. Lily von Falkenstein. And she gets one just over the net. And Wonewoc reeling a little bit. Justman with a back row swing. Cameron Hansen will dig it out. Michelin Hansen. Kira Bezerick too strong and way out of bounds. And Wonewoc pulls back within 3 as Stacy Copenhafer will serve the 8-11 to the Hillsboro defense. Copenhafer serve, floats it way back. Tony Mitchell digs it out. Michelin Hansen back to Tony Mitchell, and Tony Mitchell flings it into the net. And Wonewoc back within 2. So the 9-11 serve from Copenhafer. Way out and out the back door. Give Hillsboro back an easy point. Hillsboro back up by 3 now. 12-9 advantage. And Tony the Tiger Mitchell back to serve for the Tigers. Mitchell serves. She returns it way out of bounds. All the long serves, you'd almost think this court's about 3 feet too short on both sides. The 10-12 serve from Jalen Stowe upcoming. Stowe will go to Hillsboro defense. Dug out by Cameron Hansen. Tony Mitchell got caught in the net. And they're going to say Wonewoc Center was over the net and didn't allow her to get the serve. So they're going to give Hillsboro a point on that. And it's 13-10 now Hillsboro. And Savannah Britsky is going to check in for Kira Bezerick. And she'll float one across. Wonewoc trying to set it up. And we're going to call 2 hits, I believe, on, we'll call a carry on Violet Morin. And Wonewoc Center pulls within 2. They now trail 11-13. Estana Gerween. Strong serve, and he's saying that she painted a corner for an ace. And it's 12-13. So Britsky's going to dig it out. Mitchell's going to pass it up. Here comes Lexi Thorson. She'll go to the opposite side of the court. Justman with a strong swing and too hot to handle. So we're all tied up at 13. One scoreboard says they're tied, and one scoreboard says that Wonewoc's down by 1. I'm confused. I think it's tied right now. So off the hands of Lexi Thorson, and now we're tied on both scoreboards. So maybe, well, no, now we're behind by 1. So Wonewoc Center up by 1, 14-13. And Santa Green with a 1-point advantage serves into Hillsboro. Dug out by Sullivan. Tony Mitchell's going to pop it up. And they're going to call Hillsboro in the net. Hillsboro getting that pass a little bit too close to the net, and now Rayona Grunert's going to check in for Lexi Thorson. Drop back to the back row. Wonewoc Center with a 2-point lead, and Gerween with the serve. Peyton Sullivan, Tony Mitchell, and it's tipped to Hanson over the top. And Justman's blocked by Violet Morin. And now they're going to give the point. Immediately, they're going to call Hillsboro in the net again. And Hillsboro just with an awful lot of errors and violations right now. Wonewoc Center 16-13. Gerween into Sullivan. Mitchell's going to set it up. Here come Mitchell and Hanson. She'll send it into the back row. Kelsey Justman, just too much for these girls to handle. It's been the Kelsey Justman show, and Hillsboro's going to have to pick it up soon because they can't let this second set get away and go down 2-0. Gerween serves lightly. Hanson, Mitchell's going to dump it in. And now they handcuff Sullivan. We're going to handcuff Sullivan, and we're going to have a timeout by Coach Mark Sullivan and the Hillsboro Tigers as they trail by 5 here in the second set, 18-13. So Kelsey Justman's been just too much for Hillsboro to handle, and Hillsboro a little bit flat-footed and not moving into the position to get that ball. So Wonewoc Center feeling it. They lead by 5 here in the second set. They won set number 1, 25-17. Hillsboro reeling a little bit. Need to get back in offensive mode, get their defense straight. And, Hillsboro with just a lot of violations. Been setting the ball up too close to the net where they can't get to it. Can't say Hillsboro's played extremely well tonight. So Gerween on quite a run herself. She'll be serving the 18-13 into the Hillsboro defense. Lobs it over. Dug out Michelin Hanson. Tony Mitchell is going to set up Violet Morin. Violet Morin to the back row. Wonewoc. Here comes Justman. She's going to get dug out by Grunert. Grunert with a swing. And they're going to say that one's out. Now, I don't know how come they call those out on Hillsboro, but in for Wonewoc. You've got to be just inches separating those. 19-13. Here comes the Gerween serve. Peyton Sullivan, Tony Mitchell, and Kira Bezerk's going to volley it over. Wonewoc again setting up. Here comes Justman again. She hits that one out of bounds, and so Hillsboro back on the scoreboard, trailing by 5 now, 14-19, and Peyton Sullivan back to serve for the Tigers. So Hillsboro needs quite a run here to try to climb back into this one. 14-19, the Sullivan serve. Strong to the back row. And it's off the middle hitter for Hillsboro and out of bounds. And Hillsboro fall behind by 6. And Hillsboro in walk mode, not a lot of hustle. I just would hope they aren't giving up. I hope they're just holding composure. So Kelsey Justman with a 20-14 lead. Will serve it up and errantly into the net to give a rare gift back to Hillsboro. And Hillsboro only trailing by 5 as Michelin Hanson is back behind the line for the Tigers and serve up to 15-20. And the Hanson serve. And the Wonewoc defense. They'll set it up. Here comes Copenhagen. She's blocked at the front and they can't get it returned. Blocked by Tony Mitchell in the front row. And Hillsboro pulls within 4, 16-20. Michelin Hanson trying to bring the Tiger team back. Hanson will go to the back row and handcuffs the defense, but they keep it alive and volley it. Peyton Sullivan, Michelin Hanson, there's Lily Von Falkenstein, and they get it again. Kelsey Justman, after some stellar play. Stellar play by Wonewoc Center to keep that ball alive twice. Any other team in the conference, including Royal, that ball is probably a point for Hillsboro, but Wonewoc Center kept it alive. 21-16 serves. Peyton Sullivan, Michelin Hansen. Now they're going to pop it over the front row again. That one's going to fall on the Lily von Falkenstein hit over the top. Brings Hillsboro in 4. That's 17-21. Cameron Hansen's going to check in for Rayona Grunert and drop to the back row. Cameron Hansen will be serving up the 4-point deficit. And out of bounds. Another errant serve. And Hillsboro with just too many mistakes. Can't have mistakes like that against a good team and expect to win. And Hillsboro with too many mistakes. Coming into the game, Cadence Hamburg. Leading by 5, 22-17, and serves it into Hillsboro. Dug out by Sullivan. Michelin Hansen, and now here Bazarek will swing it hard. And Wonewoc can't find the handle on it. Be a point for Hillsboro. Violet Morin's going to check into the front row for Peyton Sullivan. And Lily von Falkenstein back to serve. Hillsboro trailing by 4, 18-22. Lily von Falkenstein serve is returned and really can't get to it to dig it out. And Hillsboro drop back behind by 5, and Peyton Sullivan will come back into the game. Stacy Copenhafer serving up the 23-18 to Hillsboro. Dug up by Cameron Hansen, Michelin Hansen. Here comes Tony Mitchell. And they're going to give Hillsboro a point off the Mitchell swing as Wonewoc gets caught in the net. And Hillsboro down by 4, 19-23, and Tony Mitchell serving for the Tigers. Comes the Tony Mitchell serve. He's going to dump it to the front row, and they set it up. Blocked up front by Violet Morin. And Kelsey Justman blocked up front by Michelin Hansen, and Hillsboro back within 3 now, 20-23. And Tony Mitchell to serve for the Tigers. Mitchell puts one toward the back row. That one near the net. Wonewoc, they get it volleyed. Peyton Sullivan. Tony Mitchell's going to set it up. Michelin Hansen with a big swing and a kill off the back row defender. Hillsboro back within 2 now, trailing 21-23. And Tony Mitchell winging away for the Tigers. The Mitchell serve, 21-23, back row of the Wolf defense. They'll set it up. Here comes Justman. Strong hit. Dug out by Cam Hansen. Mitchell will bring it back. Swung on by Bazarek. And they get the volley. Hillsboro on the defensive. Justman again. And Cameron Hansen can't get to it and drives it into the floor. And it sets up 24-21. And Jalen Stoll back to serve. Set point for Wonewoc Center. So Hillsboro got to get defensive mode right now. Dug out by Cam Hansen. Too close to the net. Tony Mitchell and Violet Morin swings it hard. Wonewoc doing all they can to keep it alive. And Cam Hansen again. Tony Mitchell's going to set it up. Here comes Michelin Hansen. She'll volley it over close to the net. Wonewoc gets tied in the net and going to go out of bounds. Hillsboro point to stay alive. Hillsboro trailing by 2 now. 22-24. Fighting to get back in it. Coming into the game, Lexi Thorson for Cameron Hansen. And Savannah Britsky will come in for Kier Bazarek and serve, trailing 22-24. So the Savannah Britsky 22-24 serve into the defense. Here comes Justman, and she drives it away for a win. Justman with a big kill and takes set number 2, 25-22. And the Tigers find themselves with their back against the wall, getting ready to play set number 3, down 2-0. So we'll have an extended break, maybe to the Tigers' advantage at this time as they're clearing part of the gymnasium for a medical emergency in the stands. So that being said, they're going to clear part of the gymnasium so they can get EMS in. They're going to move part of the crowd to a different part of the gym so they can get EMS in to take care of their business. And so we'll have more than 3 minutes between sets at this time. Shouldn't be long, awaiting arrival of an ambulance crew. And now they're saying it's going to be a delay for 10 minutes. They're going to move everybody to opposite side of the gym, I think. So I'm going to break away for right now, but we're going to have about a 10-minute break before we go to set number 3 for a medical emergency for a fan in the stands. So stay tuned. We'll be back as soon as we can. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. So we are in a delay for about 10 minutes. For medical emergency, they have evacuated most of the gym for the most part. Uh, you know me, just call me Rebel Bob. I refuse to leave the gymnasium. And I won't give you anything exciting as the play-by-play. Here you see the Hillsboro team in the far corner, the Wonewoc Center team right down here below me. They do have the patient loaded on a stretcher. I won't tell you who it is or the play-by-play, what's going on. Just a medical emergency, and we will be underway shortly. Currently, Wonewoc leading this best-of-5 matchup, 2-0. Hillsboro has not played well, and we all know the team that has the most mistakes is the team that's going to lose. Hillsboro has had more than their fair mistakes for one night, so if they're out of mistakes, they can maybe come back and reel off 3 wins here and win this thing 3-2 and escape with a victory. That being said, Hillsboro's backs are against the wall, keeping a positive attitude. It's not an uphill battle. They can't win. However, it is an uphill battle. Wonewoc getting stellar play from Kelsey Justman. And defensively, Hillsboro has them reeling 2 or 3 times. And if Wonewoc Center doesn't recover, Hillsboro wins that second set. But Wonewoc Center with great defense, keeping the ball alive at times when I think everybody in the gym thought it was a done deal. So if nothing else, the Wonewoc Center concession stand should be doing very well tonight, as they had quite a crowd in attendance, and they are all out near Wonewoc Center right now. All out in the cafeteria area, at the concession stand area. So as the custodial staff finishes their job, we get very close to returning the crowd as competitors, student athletes are all in their respective huddles, trying to stay focused. Hillsboro currently tied atop the conference with Royal at 6-1 records. Caston and Wonewoc Center at 5-2. Now, if Wonewoc Center holds on to win this game, there could potentially be a 3-way tie for second place between Caston, Wonewoc, and Hillsboro, depending on what Caston does tonight. Not for sure who they play. Caston beat Royal last week, so I know they don't play Royal. And if Royal would happen to lose, and I'm not for sure who Royal's playing tonight, it could be a 4-way tie at the top of the conference tomorrow morning. So a lot riding on these games right now as you get into conference play. And we all knew Wonewoc was not a bad team. They're the defending sectional champion. They made a state appearance last year. They returned a ton of talent, and showing it tonight against a very good Hillsboro team. Like I said at the top of the broadcast, both these teams are are high caliber units. They're good competitors. They're both good teams. Now you throw Royal and Cashton in there, and the Scenic Bluffs might be the toughest conference in the state of Wisconsin. So a lot to play for going down the stretch. When you stop, think about it, the conference season, there's only about 2 weeks left of it, getting toward the end of the schedule. And you start talking tournament, and all these teams in the same sectional, who's going to get the top seed? When the 4 seed could come out of this thing just as good as being the 1 seed, because that's how good these 4 teams are at the top. So they open the doors and the fans will start flooding into the gymnasium. And I suppose it'll take us 5 to 10 minutes to get everybody seated and make sure the girls are stretched out and loosened up good, as Wonewoc Center's already going through warming up, getting their legs and arms loose. Hillsboro's doing the same thing. I will get set number 3 going. As y'all know that been watching, Hillsboro with their backs against the wall right now. They're going to have to come out and play outstanding volleyball in order to pull this one off, because their backs against the wall down 2-0. And it's do or die for the Tigers at this point. So the volleyball teams have returned to the floor. They've started the clock. There's still 2.5 minutes. Both these teams are on the floor. Let's get going. And I guess they've had 15 minutes to prepare for the set number 3. Wonewoc really just keep doing what you're doing, and Hillsboro, I think, is anxious to get set number 3 underway and see if they can't improve. I'm hoping there's a lot of volleyball left to play here, as fans are still filing into the gym, and the up official is looking back behind him at the doors, trying to give everybody an ample chance to get into the gymnasium after the gymnasium is basically cleared for a medical emergency. Payne Sullivan's now checked in for Lily Von Falkenstein. Tony the Tiger Mitchell is going to drop back and get set number 3 underway. Wonewoc leading 2-0. And Tony Mitchell gets the up officials okay, and we're off 0-0 in the third set. Wonewoc Center's going to dig it out. Stowe's going to dump it up. Sullivan, Mitchell, and Michelin Hansen will beat it off the front row defender in Hillsboro. Where have we heard this before? Up 1-0. I think Hillsboro started out with the lead every set so far, so until they get up by 10 points, I'm not going to really count my chickens here. Here's a Kelsey Justman beat Cameron Hansen to Michelin Hansen. They're going to say a carry by Michelin Hansen. And we're tied up 1-1. Drop back for Wonewoc. Jalen Stowe. Serve into the Tiger defense. Dug out by Michelin Hansen. Tony Mitchell's going to set it up. Kier Bazarik's going to dump it over the front. Wonewoc Center sets up a return. Kelsey Justman partially blocked by Hansen. He gets into the net. Saved by Michelin Hansen off the Mitchell retrieval. And Justman hitting it hard and out of bounds. Be an easy point for Hillsboro, as Justman helps him out by serving it right out the back door. And Hillsboro takes a 2-1 lead. Savannah Britsky in the game. Serving, Lexi Thorson reports to the front row. Britsky to the back. Wonewoc Center sets up the return. And an errant hit by Brooklyn Bolton into the net is going to put Hillsboro up 3-1. And Savannah Britsky will drop back to serve the ball again. The Britsky serve for the middle of the defense. They're going to set up Kelsey Justman. She'll tap it across, catch Hillsboro. All reeling. Hillsboro's waiting for the big whammy from Justman, and she tips it right over the front, finds nothing but hardwood floor on the weak kill. And the libero Green to serve 2-3 to Hillsboro. And we're going to count it in. The line judge on the far side is not real definitive if it went in or not. And we're going to call it in. We're tied up 3-3, awaiting the Green serve from the Wolves. And she off the front of the net. Michelin Hansen, Tony Mitchell, and now they got their wires crossed, but Hansen gets it volleyed across. Strong and out the back door. Too hard to swing by Bryn Erdl. And Hillsboro regains a 1-point lead, 4-3. Peyton Sullivan, the junior libero, will step back behind the line and serve the 1-point lead to the Wolves. So Wonewoc setting up the turn. Erdl to get over. Bazarik digs it out. Mitchell sets it up. Michelin Hansen handcuffs the front row as they tippy-tapped it all the way to the floor. And Hillsboro up by 2, 5-3. So Peyton Sullivan, the junior libero, with the honors for Hillsboro. And the 5-3 serve. And it's returned by Wonewoc. Mitchell digs it out. Sullivan's going to pass it up. Michelin Hansen with a swing. And that one went all the way to Laval, Wisconsin. And she hit more than enough on that one. And Wonewoc Center pulls within 1. And Justman to serve up the 4-5 to Hillsboro. And she handcuffs Bazarek. It's going to go to the floor. And it's 5-5. We're all tied up. Kelsey Justman, she is Wonewoc. She's been the whole game so far. Justman with another strong serve. Sullivan dig it out. Mitchell's going to set it up from Lily von Falkenstein. She'll volley it across. And Bazarik's going to dig out the Erdl hit. Now Michelin Hansen. And they get tangled up. Wonewoc does, but they get a volleyed over. Bazarik will dig it out. Mitchell's going to set it up. Comes Lexi Thorson with a hit off the front row. Wonewoc keeping it alive. They will volley it over. Dug out by Sullivan. Mitchell set it up. Here comes Michelin Hansen with a kill in the near corner. And Hillsboro goes up 6-5. And Michelin Hansen will drop back after the kill behind the end line to serve the 1-point lead into the Wonewoc Center defense. Hansen serve. Wonewoc will set up the return. There's Erdl. Dug out by Bazaric and out of bounds. We're all tied at 6 again. The Brooklyn Bolton will drop back for the Wolves, serving up the tie game. And Sullivan and Von Falkenstein to volley across. Wonewoc having trouble. Now they'll volley. Sullivan will tip it up. Michelin Hansen with a set. Lily Von Falkenstein with a hit off the front row defender and out of bounds. It should be a Hillsboro point, and it is. They're trying to argue that the ball went out of bounds, but it went out of bounds after it hit the Wonewoc center defenders. And either way, if it hits a foul ball or goes out of bounds, it would have been Hillsboro's point. Cameron Hansen with the lead and the serve now. Wonewoc, Justman with a strong hit. Peyton Sullivan digs it out and it goes out of bounds. And we're all tied up at 7s again. Checking in to the front row for Wonewoc is, I think, Taylor Nover. Hamburg to serve. And Bazaric will dig it out. They're going to give Hillsboro a point, saying Wonewoc center in the net. So Hillsboro will regain the lead, 8-7. Hamburg will come out. Checking back in is Brent Ertl. And checking in for Ertl is the libero, Green. Lily Von Falkenstein back behind the line for the Tigers to serve 8-7 to the Wolves. Now Wonewoc gets caught in the net. Now they get it errantly hit into the net by Emma Vilbrand. Hillsboro will take a 2-point lead. Coach Nikki Justman telling her team to talk to each other. And 9-7 from Von Falkenstein. Wonewoc will get it returned. Dug out by Cam Hansen. Michelin Hansen giving chase. And Kira Bazaric going to dump it off into the Wonewoc defense. Michelin Hansen, Violet Moore. Now Michelin Hansen back over. Hillsboro in defensive mode. Another strong swing is dug out by Cam Hansen into the rafters. Lily Von Falkenstein. Now Kira Bazaric with a volley. And gets it dumped. Michelin Hansen. Now Tony Mitchell is going to dump it back on Wonewoc. Michelin Hansen. Lily Von Falkenstein. Here comes Kira Bazaric. And it does not clear the net. So Wonewoc center will pick up a point after some pretty good volleyball. Stacy Copenhafer to serve up the 1-point deficit, trailing 8-9 to Hillsboro. Dug out by Sullivan. Michelin Hansen sets it up. Tony Mitchell with the swing, and she paints it on the far side of the line. And Tony Mitchell with a kill, and will take the ball and drop back and serve the 2-point advantage, leading 10-8. Mitchell to the back row. Wonewoc will set up a return. Justman with a hard swing and a kill right on the floor in front of Mitchell. Pulled Wonewoc within 1. Wonewoc now trailing 9-10 as Jalen Stowe will drop back and serve up the 1-point deficit for the Tigers. Cameron Hansen. Mitchell. Michelin Hansen off the libero. Green into the wall. Hillsboro will get a point. And Hillsboro leading 11-9. Christiana Britsky will check in for Bazaric and drop back and serve. Lexi Thorson in for Cameron Hansen to report to the front row. So Savannah Britsky with an 11-9 lead, serving to the Wolves. The Wolves pop it up. Going to swing it out the back door by Brooklyn Bolton. Put Hillsboro up by 3, 12-9 to Savannah Britsky. Again, serving for the Tigers. Britsky. Strong serve to the back row. They're going to set up Justman. Justman with that powerful swing. They can't let Justman get that set close to the net. Wonewoc center trailing by 2, and Gerween drops back to serve for the Wolves. Dug out by Sullivan. Mitchell's going to set it up. Here's Violet Moore, and she'll hit it to the back row. Here comes Justman again. She'll pop it over the front. Dug out by Mitchell. Sullivan's going to pass it. Michelin Hansen's blocked at the front. And Hillsboro cannot recover. Off a block off Michelin Hansen. Wonewoc now only trailing by 1. And Gerween to serve up the 11-12. Dug out by Britsky. Mitchell pass it back into the court, and Michelin Hansen volleys it over. Here comes Justman again. Justman painting the floor. Somehow they got to get the ball away from Kelsey Justman. She's carried this Wonewoc team the whole night. 12-12 is our score. Gerween serving for the Wolves. Into the Hillsboro defense and out of bounds. So Gerween helps Hillsboro out, putting Hillsboro back in the lead. 13-12, and somehow Hillsboro's got to play keep away from Kelsey Justman. Peyton Sullivan to serve for the Tigers. Strong serve to the back row. And Wonewoc on the defense. And Savannah Britsky can't get to it in the back row as Bryn Erdl will find the hardwood floor. And Kelsey Justman back to serve the ball now. And just like in the first two sets, she's dangerous server. 13-13, awaiting the Justman serve. Kierber's Eric will dig it out. Peyton Sullivan passes it up front. Lily Von Falkenstein goes to the back row, and Wonewoc gets a volley across. There's Lexi Thorson, a little bit too much and out of bounds. And Hillsboro will fall behind now. As into the game now for Lexi Thorson is Rayona Grunert. Reports to the front row. 14-13, Justman getting ready to serve the ball. Strong serve dug out by Hansen. And Mitchell set it back, and Hillsboro, I don't know if they're hurting a little bit. They're all laying on the floor, and then they got to kind of crawl on their hands and knees to get to the ball. I don't know if they're tired. They need more hustle, I think. They got to get up and move, work through the pain. Here comes Justman with a 2-point advantage. And Sullivan, and it's just like a pinball machine from the back row to the front row. Coach Mark Sullivan, the Hillsboro with their back against the wall, down 2-0 and trailing 16-13 now. They want a timeout, regroup, and get it together. Has not been stellar play for the Tigers tonight. And they have to play lights out for the rest of the night if they want to come away with a win. So Wonewoc Center, very happy with themselves. They want to keep the pedal to the metal, foot on the gas, keep pouring it to the Tigers. And the Tigers kind of reeling in defensive mode right now. So we come back after the timeout. Kelsey Justman back behind the line. Dangerous server, getting ready to serve the ball, leading 16-13. Carly Endress going to enter the game for Violet Morin. So Hillsboro in defensive mode. And Justman with the serve. He'll be dug up by Endress and handcuffs Endress in the back row, and Hillsboro's going to go down by 4. And Hillsboro trailing now 13-17. The 17-13 serve from Justman. Strong serve dug out by Endress, and it's returned, but now Hansen digs out. Mitchell's going to set up Hansen, and that's going to go out of bounds off Justman into the crowd. And Hillsboro get the serve back and only down by 3, 14-17. And Michelin Hansen to serve the ball for the Tigers. Michelin Hansen. Justman will dig it out, and that should go out of bounds. Another Hillsboro point. So Hillsboro only trailing by 2 now, 15-17. And Michelin Hansen back to serve into that Wolf defense. And an errant serve by Michelin Hansen. So when the wheels come off the bus, nothing goes right for the Tigers. And they trail by 3 now. Back is Brooklyn Bolton serving for the Wolves. Bolton will float one in. Dug out by Bezeric. Set by Hansen. Von Falkenstein will paint the corner for a kill. And Hillsboro down 16-18. Cameron Hansen will check in for Rayona Grunert and take the ball back behind the end line to serve, trailing by 2. Well, the Tigers still in defensive mode, trying to claw their way back into this thing. Cameron Hansen will float one into the middle of the defense, and that's not going to be handled. It handcuffed the defensive specialist right away in the middle of the court. Hillsboro back within 1, 17-18. And Hansen looking to tie this thing up. She floats another one in, and that's going to be into the net, and he'll get it returned. Endries with Michelin Hansen. Here comes Kira Bezeric, strong hit to the back row. Now they're going to set up, taps it across. Bezeric, Michelin Hansen to the back row. Wonewoc again setting up the return. Andrus, Michelin Hansen, Tony Mitchell with a swing to the back row. And Wonewoc center comes Justman with a strong hit to the back row right past Andrus. Wonewoc Center regains a 2-point lead, 19-17. Checking in for Erdl is Cadence Hamburg. She'll grab the ball and drop back to serve, leading by 2, 19-17. Dug out by Von Falkenstein, set by Michelin Hansen. Tony Mitchell's going to throw it down the near far sideline to kill it and bring Hillsboro within 1 off the Tony Mitchell kill. 18-19, Hillsboro trails. Endress going to check out. Violet Morin checking back in. And Lily Von Falkenstein back to serve for Hillsboro. 18-19. And she errantly serves it into the net. Mistakes by Hillsboro, errors. It's been hard to watch. I don't know if I've seen Hillsboro play worse than they played tonight. So 18-20 serve, or 20-18 rather, into Hillsboro. Lily Von Falkenstein, Michelin Hansen going to set up Bezeric. Bezeric going to tip it over. And now Hillsboro gets totally fooled by Jalen Stowe. And she pulls some witchcraft on Hillsboro and dumps it in over the top of the front line. Wonewoc Center coming down the home stretch, leading 21-18. Copenhagen for serve. Von Falkenstein, Michelin Hansen. Here comes Tony Mitchell off the front row defenders. Wonewoc keeps it alive. He'll volley it over. And it's going to fall behind Lily Von Falkenstein like Lily had blindfolds on. And a timeout by Coach Mark Sullivan, trailing now by 4, 18-22. Coach Sullivan, I think, uses his final timeout. He may have one left. I don't know if that's his first one or his second one. Hillsboro trailing by 4, heading down the home stretch. Wonewoc Center trying to sweep this thing. Hillsboro will need to go back to the drawing board tomorrow night in practice, win or lose, and iron a lot of things out. And Kelsey Justman's just proven to be too much. If you take Kelsey Justman out of the equation, and it's a different ball game. Definitely carrying this team tonight. So Copenhagen back to serve for the Wolves, leading 22-18. And Hillsboro, Cam Hansen will dig it out. Tony Mitchell passes it over to Kier Bezeric. Bezeric to the back row. Here comes Wonewoc, reeling a little bit. They get it volleyed over. Von Falkenstein, Mitchell, Violet Morin to the back row. And again, Wonewoc reeling a little bit. Mitchell's going to pop it up. And now Violet Morin will get called for carrying the ball, or actually 2 hits. And Hillsboro's down by 5. And Copenhagen to serve the 23-18, and Wonewoc starting to feel it. Serve it in, Cameron Hansen. Tony Mitchell's going to do the no-look, dump it over, and Kelsey Justman, and it hits it out to keep Hillsboro alive. Justman trying to paint the line on the near side. This is by about 6 inches. And Tony Mitchell back to serve for Hillsboro, trailing 19-23. Mitchell serve. Middle of the Wolf defense. Ertl off the front row. Von Falkenstein, there's Mitchell. Now here comes Bazarek, and she's going to hit it off the front row defender. And Hillsboro within 3, 20-23. And Tony Mitchell back again to serve for the Tigers. The Mitchell serve. Handcuffs the defense temporarily. Here comes Justman. Von Falkenstein gets in front of it. Mitchell goes to the far corner. Mitchell paints the back line for the big score. And we're not done yet, folks. 21-23. And Tony the Tiger Mitchell taking matters into her own hands, trying to drag Hillsboro back into this third set. Mitchell with a 21-23 serve. Wonewoc, here comes Justman. She tries to tap it, and Violet Moore and Michelin Hansen. They tip it right back. They're going to call someone in the net for Hillsboro. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's a bad call. So this set point for Wonewoc. And Wonewoc going to win 25-21. We'll just get on the bus and go home. Hillsboro did not play well, but I'll say it. I'm not a good sport. Wonewoc got calls that Hillsboro did. That being said, Hillsboro loses 3-0 to Wonewoc. All pretty close. First set 25-17, 25-22, 25-21. That being said, Hillsboro officially in second place right now. Not out of the conference race. They still have to play Royal. They have to play Wonewoc again. They have to play Cashion again. So Hillsboro not at all out of the conference race. They can still do big things. It's just shocking, and I'm sure this is a different game if they get to play Wonewoc and Hillsboro again. So for Nick Steckel, my cameraman, I bid you all a farewell and a good night.